Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video. Now, I've been playing Pokemon for quite some time, and I think my earliest memory of playing Pokemon was when I was around 10, and now I'm 25. God, I feel so old. I played my fair share of Nuzlocke and randomizers, but I really wanted to give myself a challenge. I've seen all these videos around YouTube where people are tasking themselves to see if they can beat a certain game with a certain team, so I tried my own version of it. Can I beat Pokemon Shield with only the Kanto starters? Now, the Kanto starters are one of my favorite line of the starter Pokemon that you get in the games, so I wanted to test myself, limiting to the amount of TMs that I use, grinding, and the items and X attacks. So it's fair to say that I'm definitely in for a challenge here. This is going to be a hard run, but I'm excited to do it. I hope you guys do enjoy the video, but without further ado, let's jump right into the run. We start off on the usual screen, Rose introducing us to the world of Pokemon, and after the title screens are all done, we're in our living room, looking at Reddit, or whatever you do in your free time. Hop comes to tell us that today is the day his brother the champion Leon is coming to town. We grab our bag and we're off to meet up with Hop at his house. We both make our way to Wedgehurst train station, so we get a chance to surprise the champion. As Leon is swarmed by all his fans, we make our way back to Hop's house to see the surprise he has for us. We go through the best cutscene we've ever had for starter Pokemon and pick up our first Pokemon, Scorbunny. But of course, we're not going to use it, and I had to endure 30 mins of this before I could actually get the Kanto starters. Fast forward in a bit, we meet Sonia and get the Pokédex. After making our way to the professor's lab, me and Hop have our battle to get endorsed by the champion, so we can start our journey. We hop on the train to the wild area, and finally we can get the run started. Get our Charmander, Bulbasaur, and a viewer of mine traded me a Squirtle called Faint Fan. It's so cute, I love it. And yes, we're finally off. I spent a few minutes messing around in the wild area, just to get a few levels up for my Pokemon since they were below the level 10. After a few raid battles, I got my team ready to move into Motorstoke. I buy a few essential items such as antidotes, potions, paralyze heals, then of course head to the shops to the salon to freshen up. We head up to the top level of Motorstoke and check ourselves into the opening ceremony for the gym challenge. We head on over to the Budu Inn where we encounter Team Yell for the first time. The first grunt sends out a Galarian Zigzagoon as I go in with Charmander. A few embers later, I manage to take down the Zigzagoon, and the next grunt's Nicked. We get thrown into a double battle with Hop, but a pretty easy matchup for us both. We get introduced to another gym challenge, a Mane and a Morpeko, and after a good night's rest, we're up and awake and ready for the opening ceremony. We meet the gym leaders of the Galar region, Milo, Nessa, Kabu, Alistar, Opal, Melanie, and Raihan. After that, we make our way out of Motorstoke and into the second battle with Hop. His team consists of Wooloo, Grookey, and Rookidee. Charmander easily takes care of the Wooloo with Ember, Grookey, and finishes the match taking down Rookidee. We quickly heal up the team and continue our way down Route 3. After a few trainer battles, we arrive at the Galar mine where inside we face off against BD. On his team, he has Solosis, Gothita, a Hatenna. I start off with Squirtle and a few Water Pulses and potions. I take down Solosis, Gothita comes out and Water Pulse takes care of that. Hatenna goes down easy as I get a confusion with the Water Pulse, and another one takes care of it, and I win the battle. We arrive on Route 4, and get stopped by Wooloo by the first gym leader Milo. Going into Turffield, we meet up with Hop, and notice Sonia's Yamper is there. We speak to Sonia and learn about the Darkest Day, and we finally make our way into the gym. The guy from Hunter x Hunter introduces us to the gym, and tells us we have a task to do before we take on the gym leader. No, but seriously, this reminds me of him from Hunter x Hunter. We finish the task and we're finally ready to take on Milo in our first gym battle. Milo's team consists of Gossifleur and an Eldegoss. I wasn't worried, as I knew my Charmander could take down both of these without any trouble, as we Fire Fang the Gossifleur and Dynamax our Charmander to use Max Flare and seal the deal with the first gym badge. We get the TM Magical Leaf, and I decide to learn that to Bulbasaur over Razor Leaf since it doesn't miss. After an interview from YouTube on why I'm even attempting this challenge, we make our way down Route 5 towards Hulbury. On the way we encounter some Team Yell grunts that's bothering a doctor, and we decide to help him out. Charmander takes care of the Zigzagoon and Thievul and the Sableye the other grunt has. The doctor rewards us for defeating Team Yell and gives us access to the Rotom bike. We cross the bridge and find Hop again wanting to battle. On his team this time, he has Wooloo, Thwackey, and a Corvisquire. Charmander takes down the Wooloo, Corvisquire, and learns the move Flamethrower. As I go for a Flamethrower, Thwackey outspeeds and KOs my Charmander with a double hit. So I go into Bulbasaur to revive Charmander and finish the match off with a Flamethrower. Moving on, we arrive in Hulbury when we meet Chairman Rose, Olina, and B-Day. Rose tells us he wants to meet after the gym, and we go find Nessa at the lighthouse. We venture on into the second gym, and after solving the puzzle, we arrive in the stadium ready to face Nessa. Nessa's team is rocking a Goldeen, Arrokuda, and a Dreadnought. Bulbasaur takes care of the Goldeen with a Seize Bomb, and I KO Arrokuda. I stall out Dreadnought's Dynamax as he was doing too much damage to my team, and after a few heals and a revive, Bulbasaur gets us a second badge with a Magical Leaf. After winning the badge, we meet up with Chairman Rose, and after a shabby dinner, we make our way into the Galar Mine number 2. We run into BD, and he has the same team as before. He's added Galarian Ponyta this time, but we make it easy work with Charmander. Team Yellow is further up ahead, and after a double battle with Hop, we finally meet Kabu, the 3rd gym leader. We make our way back into Modesto and have our first battle with Marnie. Her team consists of a Krogunk, Scraggy, and Morpeko. Charmander and Bulbasaur take the team out, and we get up in the next morning ready for the 3rd gym. We make our way into Kabu's gym, where we're tasked to get 5 points before the opponents. After that, we finally can challenge Kabu, and his team is Ninetales, Arcanine, and Centiskorch. I Dynamax right away, as I know it still will be hard for Squirtle to take care of him, as it all standard. I go for Max Gazer and take care of the Ninetales and the Arcanine. His Centiskorch KOs my Squirtle, so I have to stall out his Dynamax yet again to win the battle. After a few turns, I revive Squirtle, and it takes care of the Centiskorch and gets us the 3rd badge. The gym leaders come to see us off as we head to Hammerlock through the wild area. We head into Hammerlock and learn about the tapestries with Sonia. After we make our way to Route 6, we're yet again faced off with Team Yell. After grinding our way through Route 6, we arrive in Stowonside where the 4th gym is. Just before we can challenge the next gym, Hop challenges into a battle. This time his team consists of Cramorant, Thwackey, Silicobra, and Toxel. Now this is where it started to get a little bit hard using the basic Pokemon, as I lost the first time around and had to do a little grinding in the wild area to help with the levels. The second time around we win and we make our way into the 4th gym and challenge Alistar. After riding the waltzers for 10 minutes, we arrive in the arena to fight with Alistar. His team consists of Cursula, Galarian Yamask, Mimikyu, and Gigantamax Gengar. After Charmander KOs the Yamask, also deals with the Cursula and Squirtle takes care of the Mimikyu, I heal at the team as Gengar comes out and I Dynamax Charmander. I hit it with 2 Max Flares and scoop up the 4th badge. We exit the gym and run into Sonia. She tells us about the Stowonside mural, but as she's talking, BD turns into an absolute madman and gets Chairman Rose Pokemon to start headbutting the wall. After that, we battle BD yet again. His team has changed a little bit. Now he has a Duosion, a Gothorita, a Galarian Ponyta, and a Hatterene. Charmander takes care of his team quite easily now that he's had a few level boosts from grinding in the gym battle, a few flamethrowers, and Inferno seals the deal. After winning the battle, Chairman Rose sees what BD is doing and decides to kick him off the Challengers Cup. We learn a little history when the wall behind the mural falls and shows us the 2 kings of Galar. After that we make our way into Grimwood Tangle, and after a few trainer battles we arrive in Ballonlea. We stock up on the essentials such as Hyper Potions and Revives and head to the gym. After Opal interviews us, she challenges us to a battle. Opal's team consists of a Galarian Weezing, Togekiss, Mawile, and a Gigantamax Alcremie. The gym battle was a little difficult since we had to play around with it. Charmander takes care of Weezing with the Flamethrower, Squirtle takes care of the Togekiss, and after a few heals, I bring back Charmander in to take care of the Mawile with the Dynamax Max Flare. We stall out her Alcremie and I drop an Inferno to get a burn for some extra damage per turn. After a few heals, we finish off the match with the Flare Blitz, and it gets us the 5th gym badge. After the 5th gym, we make our way back to Hammerlock, where we find Opal has taken a shine into BD, and that's the last we see of them for now. On to Route 7, where Hop yet again is waiting for us. This man does not stop fighting me. This time Hop has a Trevenant, Snorlax, Boltund, Rillaboom, and a Heatmor. Charmander takes care of the Trevenant with a Flamethrower. Snorlax was a little annoying, so you see one thick boy and it took a few turns to KO, but in the end we get there. Boltund comes out and we go into Bulbasaur. He roars and swaps us out, but Squirtle takes care of him anyways. Rillaboom comes back in and we get Charmander to KO that, and we swap back into Squirtle to take care of the Heatmor, and that's that. We make our way onto Route 8 after climbing up and down ladders for 5 minutes. We arrive in Circhester. We enter the 6th gym, and this is the most annoying gym in the game. Like, seriously, I couldn't find my way around at all, and it took me a good 20 minutes to make it past all the pitfalls. But we finally arrive off to face against Melanie. I was confident in this, as Charmander could easily handle majority of her team, since it was full of Ice-type Pokemon. She has a Frostmoth, Galarian Darmanitan, Ice-Cube, and a Gigantamax Lapras. Charmander takes care of the Frostmoth with Flamethrower, KOs the Darmanitan, takes out the Ice-Cube, and it was down to Lapras. Now, this is where it started to get a little difficult, since Lapras does have Ice Beam and its G-Max move, along with some Water-type attacks. I had to burn it with Charmander's Inferno just to get some extra damage and revive Bulbasaur multiple times until I could get a hit off that KO'd the Lapras. But it worked out and we managed to get the 6th gym badge. We go to Bob's Your Uncle, which, fun fact, in the UK that's actually a saying. I don't know why, but everyone has a Bob that's their uncle. I don't understand. It's pretty cool, but hey, they made it into the game. After a quick chat with Sonia, that's right, you guessed it, our boy Hop, yet again, wants to battle. He now has 5 mons, which include Dubwool, Pinchurin, Snorlax, Rillaboom, and Corviknight. But we have the all-star team, so I'm not worried about it, and we pick up the W. After that, we make our way to Route 9, where Team Yell again is annoying a Pokemon, but that's cause pretty much all these guys do. We take care of them swiftly and upgrade our bike so we can ride on water. After crossing the water feeling like Jesus, we finally arrive on the outer spike mouth where the entrance seems to be closed, but we see Marnie and she takes us around the back to enter the gym. Just before we can do that, we are thrown into a battle with her. Her team is Lipad, Morpeko, Scrafty, and a Toxicroak. Now, I'm not going to lie, this was actually quite a hard battle for the team. Her Toxicroak kept hitting me so hard and KO'd me a few times. On my 3rd attempt, Squirtle takes care of the Lipad, Charmander KOs the Morpeko, and I stay with Charmander on the Toxicroak since I do need to get a burn off on this thing if I'm going to win. I get lucky on my last hit using Inferno and manage to snag a burn to get some damage off on Toxicroak, as well as the Inferno does a hell of a ton damage. I just heal spam to KO the Toxicroak with the burn, and we KO Scrafty, winning the battle. We enter the 7th gym where it's just full of Team Yell members, and after a few battles we arrive at Piers. Now Piers' team consists of a Scrafty, Malamar, Obstagoon, and a Stuntank. And fun fact, he's the only gym leader who doesn't Dynamax, so that saved us a few turns to stalling out. I start off with Squirtle and set up the rain, so Hydro Pump and Water Pulses will do more damage. I set up a few Iron Defenses so we can take hits easily, and we take care of the Scrafty. Squirtle is still an absolute tank here, so I keep him in. Malamar cannot do any decent damage to us, so we just keep hitting it with Hydro Pumps. Obstagoon comes out and Water Pulse takes care of that, and we also take care of the Stun Tank with Squirtle too, so smile bright Squirtle, you did it all on your own bud, you deserve it. We grab the 7th gym badge and we make our way out of the warehouse, and we hear a big bang. Not like the one that made the universe, but the one where Pokemon started Dynamaxing out of the blue, yeah, that one. Leon's here and he takes care of the problem and tells us to head to Hammerlock to get our final badge in the challenge, Raihan. I go right into the gym challenge thinking everything will be fine, but the first trainer absolutely wipes us out, so I definitely had to rethink my strategy on what to do here. Grinding for a while, I decide to try my luck again with the trainers before Raihan. I get lucky in the double battle with Charmander and Squirtle, as Charmander's Dragon Breath and Squirtle's Icy Wind helps take down the Slagoo and Pelipper. The next trainer has a Sun team, so we easily take care of that, and the final trainer has an Abomasnow and Hakamo, which is quite easy for Charmander to take care of. We beat all 3 trainers, and we are finally challenging the last gym leader of the Galar region, Raihan. Yeah, I lost. And I lost. And I lost again. Man, this guy is hard. I knew I needed help, so I managed to get a Mystic Water for Squirtle and a Miracle Seed as well for Bulbasaur. And we're finally ready to face the strongest gym leader Galar has to offer. After grinding a little while, we go back into the gym and we're ready to take on Raihan. Now Raihan's team consists of Flygon, Gigalith, Sandacobra, and a Gigantamax Duraludon. And of course, it's a double battle, so I start off with Bulbasaur and Squirtle. I drop some Iron Defenses since all of his team pretty much has physical moves, bar the odd few special moves. A combination of Icy Wind, Iron Defense, and Bulbasaur being the saviour, letting us heal up while he takes all the hits. We go into Charmander and take care of the Flygon. Now I risked it all on Squirtle since he had the Iron Defenses up and he was tanking hits. We take care of the Sandaconda and he brings out Duraludon. Gigalith's still up, so we take care of that as he Gigantamaxes his Duraludon, but this thing cannot touch Squirtle. He literally just stood there and laughed at it. After a few turns, Squirtle comes out on top and takes care of the Duraludon, winning the 8th and final gym badge of the Galar region. After beating the gym, it's Hop's turn to face Raihan, so they go in there and have their battle while we go outside and meet up with Sonia. Professor Magnolia hands down the coat to Sonia as she becomes the professor of the Galar region now, and we head to the train station to make our way to Wyndon for the finals of the Champion Cup. Hop somehow manages to beat Raihan and get to the train station before me. No idea how he did it, but with everyone cheering for us, they take us to the finals. We arrive on Route 10 just outside of the city, and after a few battles and one annoying Muzdale, because seriously it had high horsepower and my god, this thing was hurting, we make it to the top of the slope and we can see Wyndon. What a great sight to see. All our hard work has paid off and we're finally here. We venture on into the city and straight to the stadium for the semi-finals of the Challengers Cup. We check in and change into our uniform ready for the semi-finals. Up first is Marina. On her team is Lipad, Scrafty, Toxicroak, Morpeko, and a Gigantamax Grimace. We start off with Charmander as the flamethrower takes care of the Lipad. Scrafty comes in and we put up a wall of Inferno to take care of that. Now Toxicroak comes in and I know how difficult this Pokemon can be, so I Dynamax Charmander, but Toxicroak does KO off my Charmander. After a few heal stalls, we revive and KO the Toxicroak with Charmander and she sends in more Pico. Flamethrower easily takes care of that and it's down to her last Pokemon, Grimace now. She Gigantamaxes it and I know I have to stall this thing out or it will wipe out my team for sure. A few turns passes and her Gigantamax wears off as we take it down with Bulbasaur and seal the deal on the first match. On to the next match, and yep, you guessed it, it's our boy Hop, and this time his team consists of the same ones as before, so we don't have too much to worry about. Charmander takes care of the double, and the thick boy Snorlax comes out. Yet again, this took some time to KO, but we finally got there in the end. Pinchering comes in, and Charmander KOs it with a Flamethrower, and it's down to his last 2 mons. I Dynamax Charmander to KO the Corviknight with a Max Flare, and since it brings out the sun, we easily take care of his Dynamax Rillaboom, and we win the battle. We finish up the semi-finals for the day and head back upstairs to the entrance of the stadium. Leon's waiting for us outside and offers dinner, so we head back to the hotel to freshen up while waiting for him. A few hours pass and Leon's nowhere to be found, so Hop, myself, and Piers head out looking for him. As we exit the hotel, we run into Alina, who tells us Leon is with Chairman Rose. Something is definitely not adding up, so we chase them down, but the Marco Cosmos grunts who work for her all start to challenge us. After battling the same grunt 3 times, who manages to swap out his Pokemon each team, and I have no idea like how he did even do that, and how do you fit in the phone box? I mean, come on man, you're huge! We head to the station and we take to the Rose Tower. A street performance from Pierce helps us get past the guards as we head to the tower. Me and Hop climb the floors facing off against Marco Cosmo grunts, and we finally arrive at the top of the tower where Olina won't allow us to go see Leon. But it's Pokemon, so we start battling. This is the first and only time you battle her, as her team consists of Frostlass, Milotic, Salazzle, Tisserina, and a Gigantamax Garbodor. Charmander takes care of the Frostlass and Bulbasaur beats the Milotic. Squirtle takes down Salazzle and Charmander KOs Tisserina. She brings out her final Pokemon Garbodor and G-Maxes it while I Dynamax my Charmander. After a few turn exchanges of moves, we defeat Garbodor and beat Alina. We go through a scene where Rose and Leon, where Rose is concerned about saying he needs to take action as soon as to save Galar. Leon passes it off saying he will help, but he has to wait until the finals of the Challengers Cup. We head back to the hotel, we're up fresh and early ready for the finals of the Cup. We head on down to the stadium, but of course, Beatty does interrupt us and we have to face his new team of fairy Pokemon. His team now consists of Mawile, Gardevoir, Galarian Rapidash and Hatterene. Charmander is out first and we take care of the Mawile easy with Flamethrower. We Dynamax Charmander in order to beat the Gardevoir. We manage to take it down with a few Max Flares, and another Max Flare takes care of the Galarian Rapidash. Now onto his final Pokemon Hatterene, he Dynamaxes it and we pull off a Flare Blitz just before we kill off Charmander. Squirtle comes in and drops a Hydro Pump and KOs the Hatterene and wins us the battle. On to the finals now, and its first up is Nessa, and her new team is rocking Golisopod, Pelipper, Seaking, Barraskewda, and a G-Max Dreadnought. She starts off with Golisopod as I send in Bulbasaur. He manages to get Golisopod into yellow health, so his emergency exit ability activates, bringing in Pelipper. I swap and go into Squirtle since I know I can handle whatever Pelipper throws at him, and after a few Hydro Pumps, Squirtle takes care of Pelipper. Seaking comes out, so I decide to go for an Icy Wind to slow it down so Bulbasaur can come in and hit it with a Grass move, but she kept using Mega Horn. It's just so annoying! We take care of the Seaking and Barraskewda comes out. I go back into Bulbasaur as we take down it with ease and Golisopod comes out. I already know it's at low health, so a Seed Bomb easily KOs it off. Her last Pokemon was her G-Max Dreadnought. I save my Dynamax for this thing, as we Dynamax Bulbasaur and hit it with a Max Overgrowth, but it does outspeed us and KOs Bulbasaur. I play around for a while, healing and stalling, but Squirtle actually manages to come in and KO the Dreadnought. I don't understand how, but hey, we'll take it, winning is the first match in the finals. I took a little rest here as the matches were definitely getting harder and harder, but it was time to take on Alistar. His team has changed a bit, so this time he's pulling up with a Dusknoir, Corsola, Poltergeist, Chandelure, and a Gigantamax Gengar. Charmander is out first and we hit the Dusknoir with an Inferno, as I know this Pokemon could hit me hard, so it'd be best to get a burn off on it. We hit it with a Flamethrower and take it down. Corsola comes out and this Pokemon was annoying as Strength Sap is a thing, but I go out with Bulbasaur and manage to take it down. Chandelure comes out and I go into Squirtle to hit it with a Hydro Pump and one-shot it. Poltergeist comes out and Charmander takes it down with a Flamethrower. And now Alistar is down to his last Pokemon, be the Gengar. So, you know it's about to go down. Gigantamax is it and I Dynamax my Charmander and I hit it with a Max Flare. I must have got super lucky on a high roll and I managed to one-shot the Gengar, winning me the battle. Raihan is the final challenger we have to face and his team now consists of a Torkoal, Flygon, Goodra, Turtonator and a G-Max Duraludon. Now Torkoal comes out first and so it brings out the sun. So I fire off flamethrowers with Charmander, and it does crazy damage, so I decide to stay in and take care of the Torkoal. Flygon is up next, so I swap into Squirtle to Icy Wind to KO the Flygon. Goodra comes out, and I do have some difficulty with this Pokemon since its special defense is quite high. A lot of exchanges go by revives, heals, but I do manage to take it down with a Dynamax Charmander. Turtonator comes out, so I drop a few Dragon Breaths and Flamethrowers since the sun is up and KO it, down to his final Monduraludon. I go for the same idea when I fought him in the gym. I go Squirtle and Iron Defense up to tank all of his hits, and I do exactly that, and after a few turns passes, Squirtle takes down Duraludon and we win the match. We are finally here. We are ready for the final battle. Can we beat Pokemon Sword and Shield using the Kanto starters? We're about to verse Leon. The whole stadium is ready for it, and just as we're about to jump into battle, Rose pops up on the stadium TV. He's lost the plot. He's told us that he wants to bring about the darkest day for the future of Galar region, so we rush out of the stadium and head to Slumbering Weald with Hop. We venture through to the back of the forest where we find a shrine where our sword and shield are on the floor. Yeah, it's a coincidence, right? We pick up the items and we head to Hammerlock to meet up with Leon. Head into the gym and take the elevator down to chase Rose and stop whatever he's doing. Now I do have to say, Rose has one of the best themes I have ever heard. Please leave a like if you agree. We challenge Rose to a battle and has a full steel type team consisting of an Escavalier, Klinklang, Ferrothorn, Persika, and a G-Max Copperajar. Charmander is the best Pokemon to go with, so I can one-shot the majority of his Pokemon with flamethrowers, and when he come down to his last mon Copperajar, for some reason I forgot to hit Dynamax button, so I hit it with a flamethrower and I do some damage, but it does KO my Charmander. I revive Charmander and hit it with a flamethrower yet again to KO his last mon and win the battle. Rose tells us in order to save the Galar region, he had to awaken Eternatus. So we head up to the top of the tower where we find Leon challenging Eternatus. He tries capturing it, but of course, he cannot do it and we have to go through the whole legendary cutscene. Which, by the way, was amazing. Here are some clips and the music is absolutely fantastic. With the help of Zamazenta and Zacian, we manage to KO Eternatus and capture it. We head back to Windon for the final battle of the run. This is it, the crowd is ready to see this match. All of our hard work, our training, we are taking on the final challenge of this run. Leon's team consists of Aegislash, Haxorus, Dragapult, Inteleon, Mr. Rime and his G-Max Charizard. This was by far the hardest battle. My first run, I start off with Charmander and managed to KO his Aegislash with Flamethrower while he's in attack mode. Out next is his Haxorus as I go into my Squirtle. I decide to go for an Icy Wind since that's the best thing I could think of to hit it and slow it down, but Haxorus goes Sicko mode and presses Outrage and KOs my Squirtle in one hit. I go into Bulbasaur to try to think what I could do in this situation as I revive Squirtle to try and stall out his Outrages and wait for him to get confused. Luckily, it was a 2-turn Outrage and he does get confused. I decide to drop a Hyper Potion on Squirtle as he hits himself in confusion. I go for an Icy Wind, but he does pull through his confusion and still hits us with an Outrage KOing Squirtle. After a few turns of reviving, I heal my mons, I go into Charmander with a full heal and Dynamax him and go in for a Dragon type hit to KO this thing with. I take an Outrage now I'm Dynamax, but I do manage to KO the Haxorus. Up next is Inteleon as I revive my team. Inteleon kills my Charmander as I go into Bulbasaur to KO the Inteleon with Magical Leaf. Dragapult is up next, so I go into Charmander and Dragon Breath it. I get really lucky and get a Paralyze on it, so I can keep hitting him, and he does manage to get paralyzed, so I take him down. Mr. Ryan comes in, so I straight up go for a Flare Blitz and send it to the Shadow Realm. This is it, right? This is it. His final Pokemon. It's the G-Max Charizard. I stall out his G-Max, and I try to work my way around healing, stalling, reviving, but I do manage to hit it with a Hydro Pump with Squirtle to take it down to about 30 health, so as he went for Solar Beam. But unfortunately, he KOs my Squirtle and sends me back to the Pokemon Center. I try and try again, but he keeps beating me and I thought that was it. I thought we can't win. We're out of options. But then, I had a thought. What if I went to the wild area and stocked up on some Watts? I saw that they were selling the Dragon Dance TM. What if I went and learned that to Charmander? I should have a fighting chance, right? I get rid of Inferno and learn Dragon Dance, and that was it. The last attempt. I head back to the stadium ready to face Leon. This was it. This was the last attempt. I'm doing it this time. I start off with Charmander, and he goes for King Shield, but I straight up go for the D-Dance to raise my attack and speed. Leon sees what I'm doing and hits me with a Shadow Ball, as I went for another Dragon Dance and he takes me down to 67 health. I Dynamax my Charmander and I go for a Max Flare to KO the Aegislash. Haxorus comes in and Charmander goes for a Max Flare Blitz and one-shots the Haxorus. I was jumping for joy. I was praying this was the run. Interlon comes in as we go for another Max Flare and one-shot the Interlon too. I'm down to 69 health. Nice. Dragapult comes in and I thought, not this time. Even if we're going down, this was a good run and I thought only Flare Blitz is going to kill this Pokemon and it will kill me off with the recoil. We go for Flare Blitz and by some insane luck we survive. I was so gassed. Mr. Rand comes in and I go straight up for a Flamethrower, one-shotted it, and now this is it. He sends out his Charizard. Was it all about to end? Was he going to KO me? I go straight for a Flare Blitz as I knew I was outspeeding his Gigantamax Charizard and do some great damage to him, and I put him right in the yellow. We're such in a good position and all I have to do is stall out his G-Max, right? I go into Bulbasaur so I can take a hit. I revive my Charmander and Charizard KOs my Bulbasaur. I stall out another turn with the Revive and Squirtle while my Charmander is in, and this was it. Charmander goes down as I go into Squirtle as his G-Max runs out. I just needed him here to click Solar Beam. Was luck on my side? He clicks Solar Beam, and hey, we absolutely take it. We go for the Water Pulse. We were praying that it was going to be enough, as it does take a turn for Solar Beam to hit us since the sun wasn't out. I hit a Water Pulse and he does go down. I take care of his Charizard and we are the brand new champions of the Galar region. And with all that, the run does come to an end. We successfully managed to beat Pokemon Shield with just the Kanto stars. Overall, this took me around 19 hours and around 3 days of playing. Wow, what a run. I enjoyed it so much and I hope you guys did enjoy the story along with me. Please, if you did, drop a like on this video as it did take some time to put it together, and subscribe for more challenges like this coming next week. Thank you so much for watching, thank you to my team, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!